Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we're looking at the 5th and 6th figure, Roy and Carl here, from Batman Arkham City Wave 3 from DC Collectibles. Now, looking at these two figures, I think this is one of the first times that DC Collectibles, DC Direct, I'm just going to quit saying DC Direct because we know they're DC Collectibles now, that DC Collectibles Mattel'd us. And if you know Mattel'd us means, I'm talking the toy company Mattel, gave us two throwaway figures. If Detective Mode Batman was kind of a throwaway figure from Wave 2, you can kind of say, well, you know, he's in Detective Mode for, you know, a good chunk of the game. If you're, you know, playing the game, you switch to Detective Mode a lot. And then you have the, basically, Batman without a cowl, and then later with a cowl, almost two of the same figures, just the head is different. And then every other figure is completely a new sculpt, new body, new everything. Nothing reused, retooled. And then you get to the clowns. Why two clowns? Why not a clown and a tiger guard? Why not a clown and a penguin guard? I don't know. How about why not two different figures altogether? How about two real figures or other real characters in the game? I don't know. How about, take a look at my book here. How about Commissioner Gordon? Oracle we hear, but would have been kind of cool to have a Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair. We hear Alfred a couple times. Why not an Alfred? We run into Jack Ryder. How about a Jack Ryder figure? Let's see, who else do we have here? How about a Vicky Vale? Why not a Vicky Vale figure? Let's see who else we have here. Oh, I don't know. How about Hugo Strange? Why not have a Hugo Strange, one of the big reasons of this video game? Make him a character. I don't know. How about Quincy Sharp? Why not make him a character? Let's see who else is in this book. We have figures for those. There's Mr. Freeze. Penguin. They could have made us a Two-Face, even though Mattel gave us a Two-Face. It would have been kind of cool to see what DC Direct would have done with the Two-Face. But I can get DC Direct going, oh, Mattel made one, so we'll do somebody else. I don't know. How about Talia? Why not make a Talia to go with Raish? That would have been excellent. Let's see who else they could have made here. You kind of see where I'm going with this? I don't know. How about a Solomon Grundy? Make a huge figure. But since we're talking, you know, this scale, that would have been a bigger figure. Of course, the Clayface would have been another big one they could have done. You know, there's Clayface. How about Deadshot? That'd have been cool. If you're making a side mission for Azrael, why not a Deadshot? Zaz we already have from Arkham Asylum. Let's see, is that all from the strategy guide? There's Calendar Man. Could have done a Calendar Man figure. How about a Black Mask from Arkham? That would have been pretty cool. That kind of could have gone in with Robin, since that came with the DLC pack, and we briefly see him. So, yeah, there are a ton other figures that DC Direct, or excuse me, DC Collectibles could have made. Now, the points that I'm going to give these are 100 in paint. The painting is great, and the points that I'm going to take away from them are 100 because it's kind of like the Mad Hatter all over again. They're in a weird pose. Their legs are jetted out. I forget what I called this dude. He was Carl. I'm not sure. Billy Bob, whoever this one's going to be. But the articulation on these two figures are really weird. He does have a waist turn. They both do. The arms on this one do not move forward and back. It feels like they want to. I don't think it's mine stiff because his arms move all the way back. But his arms only hinge here. Green-haired Billy Bob here. And they're both bald. I'm like, really? Nobody in Joker's gang can have hair? Because it's basically the same exact head. So they didn't even bother sculpting hair on one of them. So his arms only flap like a bird. So that's all you can do. They do swivel both at the forearm here. I had a hard time getting the knife in this one, so I'm not going to take it out. Same swivel here. Legs move forward and back, and then they kind of swivel up here at the thigh. It feels like there's boot articulation. No, I actually don't think there is. So he's kind of in this perpetual Bane-esque pose, kind of like, "Hey man, I'm gonna stab you with this knife. Hey man, I'm gonna hit you over the head with this club." So his arms do move all the way around 360, but they're really kind of weird, like, smell the armpit. Do you like the armpit? I smell the armpit. He just bend at the elbow, just like his brother does. Just turn around at the waist. So he at least can pose a little bit better than his counterpart here. But I've been looking at this one. I don't think that it swivels. I may look at some other people's review of this figure to see if they got their arms to swivel, but I'm not going to risk trying to make it swivel. It is what it is. And his leg articulation is exactly the same, so I'm not going to go over both of those. This one, at least, his arms move. So they're almost the same identical figure. You know, their legs are a little different. It looks like this guy's getting ready to take a crap or something. So as many positive things as I had about the first 4 from this line, I'm like, really? These are like, oh, we're going to add 2 more figures to the line. Who are we going to do? I don't know. 2 clown thugs? Good, make them. And don't spare any expense. Or actually, spare expense. We don't want to make too much. So this was one. I ordered all 3 waves from my local comic book store, Alter Ego Comics. I highly suggest checking them out. AlterEgoComics.com. They've got tons of stuff, or AlterEgo.com, I think, is what their website is. I'll put the link down below. And I ordered, you know, Wave 1 was a 3-pack. Wave 2, God, I want to say was a 4-pack, if I'm saying that right. And then Wave 3 here becomes a 6-pack. And I just ordered them as a whole pack. It was a little bit of a pain to try and say, okay, I just want Batman, I just want Penguin, I want Ra's, and I want Azrael. Because I was having to make, you know, 4 separate orders, or they had all 6 together. So I thought, oh, I guess I'll take the 2 Clown Thugs. Had I gone into Alter Ego and these were on their shelves, I wouldn't have bothered buying these. They're really nobody. And like I went through the book there's tons of other people they should have made. I would have made Italia, as she, you know, she plays a big part in the game, especially in the ending. And Commissioner Gordon would have been cool, but definitely Hugo Strange should have been made as a figure for this whole line. He is one of the big reasons. He and the Joker are 2 of the big reasons, at least for Arkham City. It's, you know, it's the whole driving plot that Hugo Strange knows who Batman is, that you know, Bruce is having to constantly keep that under wraps the whole entire time and trying to figure a way out of it. You know, even Robin comments that, hey, you know, if Hugo Strange knows who you are, and Bruce is like, hey, I'll take care of it. I'll find a way out somehow. So I'm a little disappointed in. I mean, these figures are good. Like I said, they're going to be statuesque figures. You know, with a couple different Batmen that I have, even Mattel Batmans. Maybe I'll have them where it looks like they're fighting or just kind of huddling around the Joker. Actually, I'm disappointed in that you're making this final wave of figures a 6-pack, which is really cool, and you do so well with the first 4 in the wave, and then these 2 are kind of, I'm assuming they're the afterthoughts in the wave, which is really kind of disappointing. I mean, they look good. I'm not knocking them for that. Yes, the articulation is kind of funky in places. So this is one of those you are only going to get them in one pose, because moving a leg one way or the other is going to cause them to topple right over. So these are if you're buying these figures separately, pass on these guys. Pretend they are not even here. Yes, I've been kind of a completist in the Arkham City line of figures, so yeah, I am kind of glad I have them. But hey, there's a phone, so I'm gonna let you go. This is Rob for Rob's Rogue signing off and saying we will see you guys next time. Answer that phone!